follows go by just because I've got, I'm going to be spending the whole time in here. Oh, it's Charmander Shepherd. Sorry, guys. So I want to talk a little bit about the guys who are in the channel right now. So first of all, a lot of you guys already know Clara because she gave me, 1 billion views all of a sudden. System Talk's a great guy, genuine, interactive, and interesting. Okay. Well, it's a good act that he can fake twice a week when his voice isn't failing him. So, seriously, Clara, I know I always keep talking about Team Panda and how happy I am to be on it and how you can feel very safe. Guys, thank you so much for these follows. This is amazing. This is like when Shand rated me. Except, like, Clara is my stream mom. Clara and Jessie Quill are both my stream moms, but I am going to take a look. So I know you guys have come here for some gamings. That's fine. But I also know you guys also have a big investment with Clara. So I'm going to take a little minute here to tell you a little bit about why I am on Team Panda and this very weird journey of Twitch that I've had. I'll play the game while I go on with this. As much as I'd love to hire a crew member, I'm not going to do this. But I had done an Extra Life sort of challenge thing. And I just, I'd been to EXP Bar once before because I wanted to see what it was about because I was going to go to this event. And I actually saw her on the screen. They had her playing at the time. And, it was neat. It was Twitch. I know what Twitch was, but I didn't know much about the caster other than the fact that, she seemed very interactive and very bubbly, but I couldn't hear a word. And then, I show up to the meetup. I kind of wanted to see what Twitch was about because, I did this charity thing, but the majority of the money came in from me, like, soliciting personally from individuals. And the stream was just sort of a thank you. I didn't expect anybody to watch to turn up. Now, a friend of mine from high school did actually advertise it, so more people showed up than they did. And actually, one of the people who joined that evening came in. His screen name is I Smell Like Poo, so you get to watch the VODs and wonder why I am saying that. But transcode hype, wonderful. Sorry, guys. Yes, I am also Canadian. Sorry, guys, I'm telling the story and not paying attention to chat. Yeah, guys, sit by the fire, because the other thing that Clara has learned having to deal with me through, I guess, 3 or 4 Twitch meetups now is I don't shut up. So I will do some of the flavor text, though. Upon arriving at this beacon, you detect a distress call. Local scans reveal that the Federation transport is under attack from a rebel scout. Of course, we'll aid the Federation ship. Power up your weapons and engage the rebel ship. So, sure enough, this small Asian girl sits down and eats some tacos. Or it wasn't tacos. It was a like nacho platter or something like that. And I hold off a little bit because I don't want to. Like, this is the worst thing you can. Like, it's like, what do you do if it's not the actual streamer? I'm like, you're like that Clara streamer they had on here, right? And sure enough, she was. And, she was an incredibly open and welcoming individual, answered all the questions I had about Twitch. And clearly, I mean, as you guys know from seeing this channel, a wonderful personality. Somebody I was so happy to have had a chance to meet. So obviously, I'm going to take the time and stop by. So then I wind up going in there, and this is going to embarrass you. No, I won't talk to you about your disgusting table manners or no, it's all good. So yeah, I take, obviously having met this wonderful, helpful person, I wrote down her stream name as simply Clara. So it took me a little while to find the stream, but I go in, and who's the first person to meet me, but probably the first person who met or who greeted all of you, Sir Wedgie. And within moments of joining that stream, I felt incredibly welcome. So I hung out for a little bit. I certainly enjoyed the stream. I followed it as much as I could. I caught as many shows as I could. And then she has a streaming team. And so after taking some of the advice that she gave and a couple of the advice of a couple of her streamers on Team Panda, I wind up doing an application to Team Panda. And as it happens, I wound up meeting her at EXP Bar again, right around the time I was doing an application. And I got a small preview that apparently my review was very favorable. And so here I am, boring you all with stories about Seriously Clara. But again, guys, if you wanted, I think you guys have gotten a very good... Dark Duchess 90, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate having another Mac streamer in the channel. I hope you get your audio issues working out very well. I don't think I did Clara a lot of justice in this story, but somebody who, through every stage of my weird little streaming journey, from after the Extra Life event up to just dealing with how do I talk to an empty chat room, or what's a way I can do X, Y, or Z. She's always been very open in terms of her always open in terms of the advice that she gives. And I can definitely tell you the person who I've had the great privilege of meeting in person is every bit the person you kind of assume that it is on the stream. Such a wonderful person. And I'm very lucky not to just have her host me, especially, I mean, let's face it, she's a much better streamer than me, so I'm gonna disappoint a bunch of people tonight. But somebody I'm very happy to mod for, and somebody I'm very happy to be a member of our team. So if that has not motivated you to click that Team Panda button at the top and follow all those other people, please consider it, because she has put a lot of effort into putting together a team of really great streamers, some of whom are hosting me tonight. Sleepbringer's a good example. I think he had to go to bed tonight. Just now. Obviously, he's going to bed tonight. I'd be concerned if he didn't. But I can definitely tell you, having had this experience myself of becoming involved in her team a little bit more, it's been a wonderful experience, and I'm looking forward to doing even more on Team Panda. I also want to take a minute. You wish you had as much time now as you did to do outreach still. Well, I mean, you're doing a lot already, right? You're organizing all of these meetups. This man is kind and speaks well. He speaks with the gravelly voice of somebody who abused his vocal cords during the International 2015. I also wanted to take a minute. I hope he's still here, but Ponce is also here. Now, I'm going to give you some credentials for Ponce. Wonderful human being. And a really great example of why, one of the reasons why I'm really excited about Twitch is it's one of these opportunities. I've loved gaming. Gaming has always been a social experience for me. And, but one thing about it is, I play Dota 2. There's always this nonsense about, what MOBA is quote unquote better, or there's, people for whatever reason seem to want to have these weird ideas of rivalries in games. Now, I mean, I'll say outright that I've tried League. It wasn't quite my thing, although I do entertain the idea of playing a little bit more. No, he's here. Don't worry about him. I'm an interesting topic. But after watching Ponce, I actually noticed I got a little bit better at Dota 2. I think it's probably because he plays a lot of carry, and so I kind of got to appreciate that view of the game. But I think also importantly, wonderful personality, and so it actually motivated me to give League a second chance. I've always had so much fun participating in his streams, and again, it's one of those examples where, because I love sharing games, I love the experience of gaming, and I love the people that I get to meet, going to streams like Claire's and going to streams like Ponce, where it's a very great personality, in addition to really good games that are being played and really interesting games being played. They have kind of become sort of the image that comes into my head when I think about Twitch, and definitely when I am trying to explain Twitch to people, how it's not just, people sitting in front of a monitor playing video games, but it is actually a form of entertainment. That it's in fact, I'm almost done a blog post where I want to talk a little bit about talking on stream, and I kind of point out that, in my opinion, live streaming Twitch is one of the best interactive, if not the best interactive broadcast mediums that you have. And at that point, the personality is front and center. And so Ponce is one of those individuals who, I mean, keeping in mind that this was a game I was not interested when I started, to go from that to somebody who I want to try and catch as many of his streams as possible, that says a lot about the person. And then again, I've also had the pleasure of meeting him. He was actually at that very first meetup where it was just one table. Now we're taking over the whole restaurant. And somebody, again, I feel very privileged to have had a chance to meet in person, and somebody who, even if you don't like League, please give him a follow, because you are doing yourself a great injustice if you don't get a chance to hear this man talk. You feel like Chalk could say you dehydrated water? I am told I'm okay at selling. Thank you for your business, no free funds. And I apparently wasted 3 hull points. Can't wait till TwitchCon to just hand out 3K hugs. Hey, Lorgosh, how's it going? Okay, so is there anybody here who's not familiar with FTL? I know Clara has played it before. I think she plays it a lot better than I do, actually. But does anybody need an explanation of what this kind of a game is? By the way, is there another Twitch meetup in the works for the near future? I believe it is October, but I have a feeling that there is... I believe the term I used was bubbly small Asian girl. Did I really use those terms to describe Clara? I didn't actually, but I'll say it anyway. I believe she said October last, but you suck at this game horribly, but it's so addictive. I know. I was so happy when you gave it away. By the way, guys, for those of you who follow Clara, and if you're not following Clara, what the hell are you doing in this channel? You should definitely follow the Clara Gives Twitter, because every week she gives away good games, and FTL with the soundtrack was one of those games that she gave away. It's stupid hard. Yes, it is. Even easy mode. So for those of you who don't know, the easy mode in this game just gives you extra scrap. So what it ultimately does is it just gives you more options to use your resources in foolish and inefficient ways. People are going to be disappointed after sell Ponce. Honestly, like I said, you went me from being completely indifferent to League to legitimately enjoying every time I've been in your channel. If people don't like the channel, I mean, there's nothing I can do to change that, but you are absolutely a personality who's worth watching no matter what. By the way, Ponce also plays Dark Souls 2, but I suspect you probably can't bug him to play Dark Souls 2. I'll be there to ban you or time you out if you if you bug him for Dark Souls 2 during a League stream. Made it to like zone 5 or 6 on your first try and it never happened again. By the way, Wedgie, doing extra time, I mean, I already introduced him as the super mod who got me involved with Clara's family, but look at him doing the double duty, making sure that all those links are done, because I still don't have a bot set up. I set it up last week, and then it stopped working again. So, you come across a pirate in hot pursuit of an unidentified ship. You quickly receive a transmission from the pirate. Stay out of this fight, and we'll make it worth your while. 1 fuel, 1 missile, or 11 scrap. Now, we did just spend a bunch of money to repair our ship. I mean, we got to kick the tires and make this thing worthwhile. I'm just going to get rid of this annoying certificate. You all can see, I got a research position, if you guys want to be bored to tears if you aren't already. You name your characters after chat so you can at least feel satisfied about killing them. Oxygen is a privilege, not a right, Captain Clara. Try to be a hero, attack the pirates. The pirate ship stops its pursuit and locks your weapons onto your ship. So, just so you know, we do actually have a few named... Hey, can we actually rename people in... I can't remember if we can. There used to be an option somewhere that would let us... Apparently I can't. I would love to rename all of you, but currently we have CPO Williams at the helm. We've got Sleepbringer in the tailor ship. Sleepbringer has been doing work. The combination of CPO and Sleep has been dodging so many missiles, I've lost count. Akadak is manning the guns, and then we picked up Davion and Jack as, you know, just a couple schmoes running around the galaxy. Here's moonlighting here. Don't let Clara know. Sir Wedgie, best mod ever. You wish to learn from this master of the banhammer. Wedgie, do you ever ban people? I know you time people out. I don't think I've ever seen you ban in anger. Hound Cave Productions, thank you very much for that that host. We are up to 3 hosts today. So, guys, I was feeling not depressed. I was actually feeling more humorous, but constantly commenting about my lost follow. We are now up 10, so that's a net of 11 guys, or sorry, a net of 10, gross of 11. So thank you guys for all of the support, especially because this has been a pretty weird stream for me tonight. I've not really been on top of my game. But thank you guys for that support. It's, again, one of the many benefits of associating with Clara, I suppose, you know, other than the fact that I've had a wonderful opportunity to meet a nice human being. That's a side effect, too. I don't think his tiny manus hands are going to be able to repair that in time, so let's just rain death on the shields. Oh, actually, his tiny manus hands are very good at repairing that, so let's just pound them to oblivion. Davion is in Mech Warrior? I was thinking Davion is in the Dragon Knight from FTL, from Dota 2. So CPO Williams asks us questions at Ask a Mod. Yeah, actually, it's been forever since I've seen a question at Ask a Mod. System Jock is one of the most sarcastic people you've met. It's infuriating. I'm not being sarcastic when I say you're a nice person, Claire. You're an incredibly nice person. All the other stuff, though, I am super sarcastic. Team Panda pyramid scheme confirmed? Yes. We build up everybody's hopes, and then I feast on them. There's nothing sweeter than the tears of Team Panda applicants. All right, because I've run out of stuff to talk about. Oh, Wedgie does ban. I'm waiting for Wedgie to get global mod so he can ban me in my own channel. Fugazi asked some interesting questions in our Ask FM. I'm gonna have to check now. A Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Send an away party to investigate. System Shock is like your main gateway into... Yeah, System Shock is the final boss of Team Panda. I've taken it upon myself to be like really critical of all the applications now. You have to jump, you run under me when I'm on the bridge and like touch the axe and I fall into a pit of lava. If Wedgie gets global mod, you don't even know. I was going to say, Wedgie is just doing the long con. He's actually Hitler in real life, but he's just played this nice game till he gets real ultimate power, and then he'll show us his true side. Yeah, seriously, Clara is also not joking that I'm not joking. I took a guy who obviously was not going to get in, and he got a page right up. That's a good abbreviation, Lorgosh, actually. I'm all about the loot. Which it means, actually, Clara should probably play this game more often, because she is far more about the loot than me. You've arrived at Long Range Beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. So what I'm going to do for you guys... Oh, actually, I'm going to read the flavor text first, and then I'll take a minute before I go to the next sector. Excuse me. Nice NES reference. Thanks. I'm always scared that everybody notices these references. What at first seems to be a simple nebula is actually filled with a good amount of debris from a brutal exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts by your screens and tumbles into the depths of the nebulous to be lost to sight. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. You can investigate the battlefield or ignore the wreckage and move on. Well, Lorgosh already told us that it's for the loot, so we will investigate the battlefield. Like someone we don't even know at all. System Shock wrote an essay. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot for me to write an essay though, Clara. I mean, my atomic unit of communication is the essay. You scan the battlefield and find little remains. Disappointed, you prepare to jump. So, for those of you who are not familiar with FTL, this is an example of a genre known as a roguelike, also sometimes abbreviated to roguelite. So I know I gave a little bit of a background to this to the people in the channel before, but just to kind of pick people up and maybe give you guys a little bit of a sample of some of the things that we talk about on this channel. System Shock's paragraphs are so sexy. Sir Wedgie, I don't know. Hound Cave Productions, there we go. Did I mention Mech Warrior? Now you remember why you follow this channel. Thank you very much. I know you hosted before. I'm not sure if you... I know I always get advertising whenever people thank me for hosts, but I really appreciate that. You've brought us up to 3 hosts tonight, so we've gone from a really crappy stream at the beginning, crappy on my part, not on the participants' part, to an absolutely fantastic night. I was actually going to get ready to go to bed, but I'm going to go as late as I can. We'll at least see this run through to the end for you. And hey, Mr. Pornstar, claiming to be new yet again. Steiner Davion reference, and he commented. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah, I have actually played Mech Warrior before. Davion was not my choice. Davion was actually built into the game. But sorry, I was explaining roguelikes to you guys. So, Rogue was an old computer game, rather unique. So it would give you 1 life. And sort of the purpose of the game was you'd go through a dungeon, you would get as much loot and experience as you could so that you could face off against a final dragon. And people have sort of given new life to this genre. And what they've done is, again, because if you think about it, games have never been cheaper to make at this point. The tools that you can use to make games are basically available for free now. If you want, you can go download Unity, you get the full engine right away. This was a custom built engine, but in this case, if you want to make a game, there's no better time in life. You've got multiple options of free engines. Off the top of my head, you've got the Torque engine, which was used for Frozen Cortex and Frozen Synapse. You've got Unity, which has been used for just about everything. A lot of games that I play on this stream have actually been used with Unity. So Hand of Fate, Dungeon of the Endless, Endless Space, Endless Legend. Um, and then Ori and the Blind Forest is a Unity game. And then you have the Unreal Engine. So if you guys like BioShock Infinite, guess what? You've got an even better version of the BioShock Infinite. And at this point, it's really the contents of your head that are preventing you from making a game. And so because it's become so inexpensive for people to be able to make games now, suddenly you don't need to worry about appealing to the lowest common denominator. You can start making the kinds of games that maybe some of these developers liked playing when they were kids. And so that means that we get to see some of the old style of roguelike games and brought into these modern technologies. And so in this case, they've taken a sci-fi spin on it. You're no longer in a dungeon, but you're navigating through all of these... you're navigating through these sectors, right? They've added a new element where you're being pursued by the rebel fleet, and you need to get to the next sector as well. But we still haven't lost that template of... building up as much loot as you can, building up as many things as possible. Oh, hang on. I don't know what references System Shock doesn't know. Anything sensible. Press square to doubt. Sorry guys, I'm catching up on chat. Geez, these hosts are making System Shock stay up late. How mean. I'm happy with that. Jade Falcon forever. So we've got a clan player in here. Well, I guess... anyways. Clara also implies heavy RPG mechanics. Definitely does, Joshua Lewis, but I was actually going to move on to another example of a game that I play on here, which I think is a nice example of how people have moved beyond just for lack of a better term, a clone of the original Rogue. So like one thing you can say about this right now is you've got a bit of a transposition of the original Rogue into a science fiction environment. As much as I'd love to do Rebel Control, let's do the NG Homeworlds. Yep, you've also got the randomization inside of it. So, obviously now, especially because people have become a little bit more sophisticated in programming, they can do these procedurally generated environments and things like that. So that's a big part. Although you can also say that's a very early concept as well. I remember there was a game I played as a Sega Genesis emulator called Starflight, which had this really interesting set of worlds and if you think about it, a Genesis game, there's not a whole lot of space on that cartridge. I think it's a really impressive technical feat that they did there. But I'm getting a little too nerdy about the technology behind this. The big thing that I wanted to say about this genre is that all of a sudden, just like on Twitch, where we are sharing the experience of games that we love with an audience, and such a broad audience now too. I'm really surprised that you guys have stayed after Clara's stream, so thank you for that support again. But, Mr. Pornstar, thank you for that host. We've got 4. We're actually getting close to breaking our record right now. This game is so addicting, although you never got used to the expansion. Yeah, Hound Cave, I am doing worse on the advanced version, but that doesn't stop me from trying. Does no pants rule apply to all Panda channels? Well, Killjoy, I'm wearing pants. Although I wear pants during Clara streams as well, but don't tell her I said that. I will say I am open to anybody being in a state of pants that works for them. Yeah, System Shock doesn't stream with a cat. I am streaming naked right now. I am less than naked. I am actually a skeleton. My skin is hanging on a coat hanger somewhere else there. Just to give you guys some horrifying mental images. Well, folks, this has been a pleasure with my time at Team Panda. I believe I've just been kicked. Let me announce my new home team, Team Vancouver, hosted by WTFosaurus, a wonderful streamer. All of those nice things that I said about Clara now apply to WTFosaurus. By the way, guys, W. Shand is streaming. He's a slightly better one. No. But yeah, sorry, I was talking about the genre. So at this point here, you can see a big transposition of a lot of Rogue elements put onto FTL. Now, they do it great. Like, this game is clearly a labor of love. And like I said, where maybe people like myself, and dare I put myself on the same company as Seriously Clara? Again, we'll say similarity in the sense of the platform that we choose. Or Ponce, all of these people, or Jesse Quill, or Sleepbringer, or Wedgie when he streams, or Yip, all of these people here are united by the fact that they love the games that they're playing, they want to share them with you, and they are bringing something of themselves every single time they hit that start stream button. There's no way that you can watch these people and not know that you are seeing something very central to themselves that they are just openly sharing with you for free on the internet. This is a wonderful thing about Twitch. But what's really great about the fact that we've been able to have these less expensive means of developing games, or just a greater computer literacy. You know, the fact of the matter is, like, I've TA'd computer science courses, and on average, I can expect in the introductory courses, half the class already knows a programming language. They don't necessarily know it that well, but think about it, right? We're at a point now where more or less you can make an expectation that half the people inside of a class, which is supposed to teach them programming, already know how to do it in some rudimentary level. And so as a result, this means that people are finding new avenues of expression. And so where, let's say, somebody like myself who hasn't developed a game, where I will share this game on Twitch with you, the developers now are having more options and more methods through which they can take some of these experiences that they had growing up and are being able to share that with the new generation. Which brings me to... Wait, are you guys like rival Twitch gangs in Vancouver? Yeah, it's exactly like watching West Side Story. Oh god, everybody did the snap fight references. Okay, so I'm too late. Even the older people are like, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good... I think computer literacy is a good... Like, programming is a really wonderful feature, because what you can do is you can take this machine that's really good at doing calculation and repetition and being able to turn it and make it do what you want it to do. I think is a really profound and powerful idea. Like, I wouldn't be able... Think about the fact that the mathematics that I can do is completely automated. Oh, Foxhan, thank you very much for that follow. You know, all of that is automated. Now imagine if those tools were given to an Isaac Newton, who invented the calculus as a teenager without the assistance of any computational devices. So I think in some sense we're very lucky to live in the age that we do, to have access to this level of automation. And so if I just want to be searching for the number of tweets that say boobs in it, well, fine. You know, it's not that hard to create a Python script that does it. You know, Twitter will even give you the APIs. So at this point, you've got some very simple things that you can do. But with that in mind, maybe you're not somebody who enjoys broadcasting. Maybe you shut up as opposed to me, who just can't stop talking, even at the expense of actually playing a game. Well, that was foolish of me. At least I got some scrap. But in this case here, where some people want to share the experience of playing games, these developers are sharing the experience that they had growing up with games. And I think it's wonderful. There's honestly, in my opinion, there's no better time to be a gamer right now, because people are sharing these experiences that they've had. Have a great night, Clara, and please give my regards to Shand. I'll definitely stop by myself when I'm done this cast, but I'm too busy pontificating. So it was a great pleasure having you in here. By the way, we're at 5 hosts right now. I'm sorry I missed whoever the last one was. Let me just take a look here. I think that's our... Right, so we've got Hound Cave Production, Sleepbringer, Mr. Pornstar, Mellow Hero, and seriously, Clara. Thank you guys for your hosts and your support. I know I've been babbling a little bit, so I'll at least give you a little bit of gaming content. But when I was talking about the roguelike genre, the other thing that I like about this is the amount of flexibility that exists in this genre. Because there's a wonderful game called Risk of Rain, where they take the roguelike genre, but they've actually applied it to a platform shooter. And so you have this idea, again, building up your strength for a big, fantastic final boss fight. You can't beat the final boss the way you are at the beginning of the game. So you have to grind, but you can't grind so much that you wind up dying. And in this case here, I don't think anybody would have told you that mixing the genres of roguelike and platform shooter would have ever worked. But Risk of Rain is a fantastic game. And it's actually one that I've been able to beat the Providence fight on every hero except for the new ones. So I also like it a little bit more because I find it more beatable than FTL. But pythons and boobs, what next? Pylon boobs. What is this, PS1? You guys are great. This is the one thing I love about having a full chat is you guys make my job easy. It's one thing I've learned, you know, I've definitely able to handle an empty chat on my own. But as I said, the thing that keeps getting me up and streaming every day is being able to share these games with you guys, and having something to respond to in chat is always fun. Did I play Mark of the Ninja? I have Mark of the Ninja. I only played a little of it though. I should actually install that again. It's a local company, Cly, that made it. So I'm familiar with the game Killjoy, but not deeply. By the way, guys, I'm sorry. I know I missed out on a lot of chat there. I'm trying to catch up, but... Alright, they insist on destroying your ship to prevent the virus from escaping. Hold on, let's try to purge the system code. Wiping your engine core and shields proves useless. Eventually, you trap the virus in the weapon system to purge it, but before you do, the NG grow restless and attack. So I think I missed a little bit of flavor text there. I'm glad that I put the extra levels in shields. How do we handle this? Okay, well, it's still just beam weapons, so I still need to take them out. But in this case, so the nice thing about this game is you can pause the game and work out your strategy. On Friday nights, I do a game called Crusader Kings 2, which is a very similar situations. Risk of Rain is great, one of the few non-LOL games you've actually streamed. I'm glad. You know what? If ever you're looking for a partner sometime, Ponce, I'm always looking for people to play co-op Risk of Rain with. I can't actually do it on stream myself, otherwise I would invite you to a game right now. But if ever you want a partner in crime, I am happy to join you for some Risk of Rain. Also, one day when I get good at LOL, I'll maybe even try and support you, but it's going to take me some time. Crusader Kings 2 is amazing. Yeah, I think it's definitely not for everyone, but I get a lot out of Crusader Kings 2. It's in the vein of one of my favorite series of all time, Civilization. I remember learning so much history playing the Civilization games and just checking the Civilopedia. So all of the little role-playing events that come up in Crusader Kings 2. I knew who Charlemagne was, but I never really appreciated his accomplishments before I played Crusader Kings 2. And then I went and I read this absolutely wonderful book. If you guys ever want a good, broad view of history, there is a book by a man called Ernst Gombrich called A Little History of the World. Now, it's a children's book, but it is one of the most enjoyable reads that I've had in a while. And I've been reading a lot this summer. And it's, you know, it's one of those, it's like the Pixar version of history books for kids, if such a genre exists, where basically it's, you know, it's written for children, but mom and dad are going to have a lot of fun reading that book too. Hound Cave Productions and System Shocks is pretty good, but don't tell Joni I said that. So Hound Cave, I didn't know that you streamed Crusader Kings 2. I feel like I've had this conversation with you, though. Did I just completely neglect another Crusader Kings 2 streamer until now? You've done multiplayer one. Well, you know, multiplayer, in my opinion, is actually a little bit easier because if one of your allies is still alive, then you're going to come back on the second level. So, you know, a mistake isn't going to completely end the run. But maybe some people would say that's cheating. Joni auto-corrected from him, very confused. Or are you talking about Tony? Oh, don't tell him. Sorry, guys. It's been an adventure today. Yeah, sorry guys. You caught me. I'm super happy that Clara gave me this host. It's really great to have you guys in here, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit I'm not on my A game tonight. I'm trying to make an effort. So let's talk about this game a little bit. Remember how I said, you know, so again, we've replaced the dungeon and instead we have sort of these star maps. You always sort of want to work out your plan for getting to the exit. I'm on Sector 3. I think there's 8 sectors in total. So one thing here is going to a store potentially will let me buy interesting things. I can maybe, you know, heal up my ship. But the one drawback about it is if I don't want to buy anything from the store, then I've just wasted a jump. I've wasted a unit of fuel, and the Rebel fleet is getting a little bit closer. So what I kind of want to do here is just try and work out a path that will get me to as many events as I can, so I can hopefully get items, and there's no experience in this game, but basically so I can get scrap and other resources. But that I don't take so long that the Rebel fleet catches up with me and I have a tough fight on my hands. So he says that like he has an A game. CPO Williams, don't make me make you my first ban. I have at least a B+ game. Come on. So what I am going to do here, I don't really have any other options. I don't really see this as a very viable route. I mean, it's okay, but I feel like I'm sort of leaving some scrap on the table. So my choice is, do I go to store A or store B? I might as well go north, because at least here I have a few more options. And notice that there's... Actually, it looks like there's just one connection to the exit. Nope, there's two. So I can go to either one of these planets if it looks like the Rebel fleet's getting a little too close. So, and on the plus side, I mean, I do have 214 scraps, so I might be able to buy something nice too. The B or C class game is appropriate, mostly. A message arrives. Your scrap, ours. Our weapons for you. You're about to raise your shields when you realize it's just an NG trader looking to trade. Pwned. So let's see what my options are. I particularly like a weapon, but it looks like I'm not going to get that. I was actually going to let that go a lot longer, so you just you kind of hung there for a bit, but you're definitely somebody I like having in chat, and you contribute a lot, so I think I'd be hurting myself more if I let that ban go any longer than I needed to. So cloaking's a really useful device. I need drone control. I wish I could sell missiles, to be perfectly honest. Or I could spend 22 scrap to heal my hull. You're gonna head to bed. Nice to catch your stream for a bit. Gotta work tomorrow. Have a great night, Killjoy. Thank you very much for stopping by and hanging out. I mean, it's one thing for me to try and host people. I know that there's not a lot of retention when people host, so every single one of you have hung out from Clara's streams. You have no idea how much that means to me. I'm not accustomed to having so many people inside of the channel. It is absolutely fantastic to have you in here. So Killjoy, have a great sleep. Have a great day tomorrow. And thank you very much for the support that you've shown me tonight. And all of you, for that matter. It's interesting, this is the first time you've seen that next to your name. I can do it again if you want. Alright, so I think I'm going to save my scrap. It'd be cool if I could get a stronger weapon, but there weren't any options inside there, and I feel like I can get the cloaking at another point. And if I don't get it, well, too bad for me. Really need to get back into this game? Yeah, it's like whenever you see somebody screw it up like me, you always want to like say, it's like, oh, this idiot doesn't know what he's doing. I gotta play this game and see how it works. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they've tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move into attack. Continue. So again, as always with this game, I hit the pause button just so I can sort of assess the situation. This thing is a disaster to fight against. So as always, I have a fairly simple algorithm, which is if there's any weapon that can possibly hurt me, I want to take it out. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm cracking like I just hit puberty. So in this case here, what I'd probably do is I take out the weapons, next shields, and then oxygen. The reason why I plan that is, one, I have a weapon that I want to take off the board. The flat cannon is enough to sort of shred my shields. After I take out the weapons, the next thing I want to take out shields, and that's just because it makes it easier to strike any of these vital systems on the ship. After that, I take out oxygen because that's something that people will want to prioritize the repair for, so that slows down the repair of these other two vital systems. Very rarely do I actually succeed in taking out 3 of these items. Oh, it's all good. You're all good, CPO Williams. A no non-pause stream, you're out of here? Yeah. Hound Cave Productions, if you never want to see me pass Sector 1, I will do a no-pause stream for you. I have the energy and personality to make it in this Twitch game. Man, that's an extremely high compliment, Howcame Productions. That's very nice of you to say. I mean, in the end, right? I'm an econ student who does streaming as a hobby. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't take it serious because, I mean, for my part, I'm not gonna lie. I don't always like what I watch on Twitch. I am a little bit of an elitist so far as the content goes. And so, you know, in the ideal situation, I mean, it's obviously not for me to say whether or not I actually accomplished this, but the fact that you guys are spending your time in this channel as opposed to any of your other options, some of which may be Twitch, some of which may be other things, you know, relations with the missus, going out and enjoying a McDonald's. There are lots of different things that you could be doing instead of watching this stream, and so, you know, I'm not going to be able to appeal to everybody, but I think, you know, the very least that I can do, even if this is just a hobby, I could do my best to put on what I think is the best show that I can put on, and hopefully keep you guys entertained. And, you know, the nice thing about that is that you guys do a lot to keep me entertained. I love the fact that you guys have been so open and sharing in chat, because, you know, I can always just riff off stuff. I mean, I've got enough interests that I can babble ceaselessly for hours on anything. I mean, Claire has already told enough jokes at my expense about how much I talk and how much I write. But like, this is a people game, right? To be able to talk to people. Whoa! Debris from battles get scattered around the system. A few pieces bounce against your ship. You passively scan them and discover there is a functioning weapon amongst them. The glorious glaive beam, and 16 scrap. So we're gonna... This is why, by the way, I wasn't too sad about saving up this scrap. It's so we can do this. We need 4 in weapons, so that's 15, 45, 85, 145. It's gonna be close. I think we have enough power for it, though. Let's go all in. Oh my god. I can't believe I just did that. Well, we've got amazing engines, guys. We just can't fire the freaking guns. Ah! I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. For those of you unfamiliar with this game, I thought I was upgrading my weapon systems, and I just upgraded my engines. So I have a very fast ship that is unable to get this cool new weapon I got. I'm gonna take a quick break while I recover my water, and I'm just gonna reflect on what an idiot I am. What's awesome about chat is I know exactly what the delay on this is. So I see I see Hound Cave Production watching this slow disaster heading towards it. It's like the Titanic coming up to the iceberg. He's screaming, "No, system, don't!" Little does he know, I've already realized my mistake and it's too late. A good offense is a great defense. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. We'll still plenty of scrap to be gotten in these sectors. Yeah. This is the quality of stream that you've signed up for, guys. Anyways, long story short about what I wanted to say before. You know, it's a people game, right? I have to do this in windowed mode because full screen doesn't let me see chat. I am on the second lowest tier on my ISP, which means that even though you guys have got transcoding, it's probably not going to look that great on Source. There are very few technical features about this stream that, make it stand out. There are also very few gameplay features of this stream, as I have demonstrated through my massive stupidity regarding buying the best damn engines I could get. Let's face it, I'm not Arteezy. I'm not going to be somebody who you watch based on the skill of the game. So the one thing I can give you is, my voice when it's not gravelly and sick, and, the things that interest me. But the other thing is that the reward for me as a streamer is the fact that you guys are there, and it's not just people passively consuming this content, but it's people responding to what I'm doing. Usually laughing at my idiocy, but also giving me tips on the game, or just generally being people that I can share this experience with. So it's always very rewarding. And I think it's... I know a lot of people talk about the numbers. I actually like looking at numbers because I think it's a measure in terms of how well I'm getting that entertainment quotient down and things that I can improve on. But I know why people say to avoid the numbers. That's because people get a little bit obsessed in terms of getting the next, 100 followers or something like that. And what that does is it disrespects the followers who you currently have. And so the big thing here is that we just recently celebrated 300 follows, and now we're up to 311, thanks to you guys. And the important thing is that, from the first follow, who I think was A. Newcomb, my friend from high school, up to the last follow, who Twitch Alerts tells me was FHK Foxhound. Every single one of you guys have brought me to this point, and every time I hit that start streaming button, and I know that there's a chance that there's going to be somebody to stop by and have a game to share with, that means a lot. It's what keeps me going. So it's definitely a two-way street, and I think that's why this is the best interactive broadcast medium, because there are very few forms of broadcast I can think of that allow me to get something directly out of my audience. Like, short of going up and doing stand-up comedy or something like that, I don't get an opportunity to have that back and forth with audience members, and I think that's something really wonderful about Twitch. I'd be disappointed or surprised, but you've been there. Don't let him fool you. He's a really good CK2 player. Nuke him. Except he hates you. I don't know where that came from, CPO Williams. You bought me Horse Lords. I'm not allowed to hate you, at least until I play a Mongol. A young mantis is, in a charred uniform is teleported onto the deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG. He offers to serve in exchange for your protection. The NG have already tracked the teleporter signal and are offering a deal in exchange for the prisoner. I can side with the fugitive and fight the NG ship, or I can agree to offer up the mantis in exchange for a bounty. Well, I don't need another crew member. Let's take the bounty. Damn it! Fury sparks in the eyes of the mantis. He won't go easily, and he causes serious damage before he can be captured. 40 scrap in exchange for 5 damage to my hull. And we are on fire! I will point out, for those of you curious about the Crusader Kings 2 content, CPO Williams was definitely fantastic bait when York was attempting to invade us. He totally didn't realize that he could have just taken that territory all on his own. He didn't need to wait for us, and he did anyway so he could get all of our gold from them. And for those of you who don't know what Crusader Kings 2 is, I'm sorry, that story doesn't make any sense. But do you know how that story can make sense? You can watch me play Charlemagne every Friday. Well, not Charlemagne anymore, he died, but we made the Holy Roman Empire. Any history buffs in the audience? Nope. Your cockpit lights up with warning signals. You're being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure to attract unwitting ships into the weapons range. You prepare for a fight. So it looks like these are not that frightening, actually. So unless this... I don't know if this is a double beam or not. What I would normally do here is I'd probably use this as a training ship to train up my crew, but that would be extremely tedious for you guys to watch. So instead we're just gonna blow it apart. Hound Cave loves his history. Hound Cave, do you have a favorite period of history? Or anybody else in chat, by the way, if you guys are history buffs. I'm actually not that good at history, but I like hearing what fascinates people about that subject. Because honestly, I may never read another fiction book again after reading a little history of the world. And Shiver got a hammer as well, System Chalk. Well, the System Chalk is talking to me. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of it at this point. So does that mean that you just got modded somewhere, Shiver? Or is that a reference to something that I'm not picking up right now? As do I, and he knows you've told him that you're a history major. Yes, yeah, CPU. Obviously, sorry, CPU, I probably should have acknowledged that. I know exactly what your favorite period of history is. I should actually play Europa Universalis specifically so I can play that. Though I find Japan a little bit tricky. Wali Malik, the Hammer of Tunis. Oh, you're talking about the Hammer of Britannia. Well done, sure. Don't you feel very accomplished when it gives you a character name called the Hammer? Oh, the Prince Mayor. Well. Wouldn't it be wonderful if the Hammer of Britannia were to return for the early modern era? You heard your name in history while you were out of the room. You are a hobbyist, archaeologist, geologist, and paleontologist. You should talk to my cousin, actually. She is an Australian... well, I heard archaeologist, but there's another thing that she was doing as well. I'll say the only thing that even remotely closely touches those interests for me would be that I have a background in classics. I was a research assistant for a classics prof. There's actually a couple of interviews with classics profs in my VODs if you're interested in them, although they were very early on in my my tenure in Twitch, so it's you know, some of the quality is a bit rough, but yeah, it's, I mean, how do I put this? Like, for me, I think one of the things that really got me, like, I've enjoyed, okay, I'm really screwing this up now. Let's just fire those Artemis. Okay, the very first missile we launch fails to connect. But we are losing, oh my god. We're definitely losing way more health than we should. At this point, we should be taking this thing out. Let's try nailing the shields. You just need the Japan game of CK2 that Paradox made? Need to figure out... I think I redeemed my key for that, otherwise I would have given it away. And you really love Victoria too. That 40% evade is fake. Yeah, the 40% evade apparently went to the other ship. Jesus Christ. Excuse me, guys. Victoria 2 actually isn't the one... There's the one I haven't tried yet. Which is weird because obviously with my interest in economics, that is the game where you need to focus on having like maximum production efficiency, and whether or not you decide to let private enterprise shape the, you know, shape the economy, or whether you, you know, you have state intervention. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No. You know, it definitely is a game filled with a lot of the things that I've had to pursue academically. You were saying you need to get it for me. I'm pretty sure I have it, CPO Williams. I just believe it's a Windows-only title. Actually, give me a second here. I have a feeling this fight's going to take care of itself, so I'm going to be a really bad host and just bring up my Steam library. We will not accept surrender, although we can stop firing the missiles. Yes, I do have Sengoku, so... Hey, Josie. Hearts of Iron is also fun, but very tedious when it comes to customization and micromanagement. I was really interested in the fact that that seems to be the only Paradox game where they actually automate certain segments for you, which I think is a really smart decision on their part. I just noticed the sprites don't appear on the Mac version of the game, so that's a minor bug which maybe prevents you from being able to do anything useful in the game. You know, I started a game as Nazi Germany, and apparently, you know, despite the fact that they just started World War II, they had no tanks anywhere. Yes, I am a Mac user, Houndcave Productions. This is my school computer, which I just put a nice video card in so I could get a little bit of gaming done as well. Yeah, as you like to call it, a not-so-subtle reminder that you can't design spaceships. Actually, Zazie, you missed out a chance. I got to pontificate a little bit about creating indie games. It seems like a conversation you probably would have liked to have weighed in on. I obviously spoke very favorably of indies, but it's great to have you back as always. Small platform orbits near this beacon. It looks like a fueling station of some sort, and it is cheerily broadcasting reasonable prices in a spectrum of frequencies and languages. Well, this isn't a trap at all. Dock with the refueling platform. Yeah, there we go. The refueling station welcomes you into one of its berths. As you hail them, there is an explosion from the engine room. While assessing the damage, you detect a pirate ship closing in fast. And they do have missiles, so what we are going to do here, because they've got 2 shields, this means that the missiles are actually going to be causing some problems for a while. So we're actually going to focus on the... actually, you know what? We're going to focus on the shields with the beam, and then we're going to pound the weapons room with our missiles. You love Unity deving for conceptual stuff. So you a game developer as well, Houndcave? Man, a man of many talents. Or a woman. Sorry, apologies. Alright, so we'll switch this up now. We'll get the burst laser to keep putting pressure on the weapons room, although I'm not ready to give up wasting these Artemis missiles. This is, by the way, why I almost never use the missiles at the beginning, because if I do get in a situation like this, it's nice to be able to just crush enemies under the force of lots of ordnance. The game is full of events. Indeed it is. Alright, so we're getting a little bit thin on our missiles, but we're generally okay. So 23, this actually isn't that much better than the deal that we were offered, but we're slowly getting to the point where we'll be able to equip the weapons. Although I guess the glaive beam isn't going to mean as much if I'm not able to take out their shields. Just hit accept. I just want to get... Oh, right, we can. Okay, who wants to be... I've got space for 2 crew members. I will do... Random draw. Okay, so for the next minute, just say me or some other indication, like a Kappa face or whatever you want, in terms of wanting to be a member of this crew. And I will do a perfectly fair randomized drawing to make this completely legit. High quality computer, this one. All those Mac tabs. I believe I have over 100 tabs open on my on Safari. Randomly awesome. Just for saying that, Sir Wedgie, I'm adding you. We've got Lorgosh. I'm adding Ponce to that. I think I'm just going to take all the names that I see over the next couple of minutes. Who else? You know what, Houndcave? So Crackles, Buy the Zoltan at the shop. Are you talking about this guy? Because he's actually already a member of my crew. Alright, I know I put some typos, but just so you can all see. Oh god, I forgot to put these as strings. I think this will still work though. And we want 2 without replacement. Okay, hopefully this works. Oh, for God's sake, of course it wants me to. Sorry guys. Hope you enjoy watching people add quotes to things. And yes, I know I should go to random.org and find a random seed, but whatever. Alright. Ponce and crack kills. Congratulations. We have to have Wedgie in the crew. He'll be your first officer. I guess Wedgie will be the next one. Alright, I'm glad I found that out. I can make this slightly more interactive than this terrible stream already. You actually really like code streams and videos, but you're a nerd and get really bored when arting. Yeah, I'm not that great at R, but I know how to do what I need to do. You won the right to become a crew member on this doomed vessel. Remember who's captaining. The system appears quite peaceful. You're not sure how long it'll last between the combined threats of the rebels and the Mantis. Oof. I really wanted to go back there, but let's... So the plan is here, and I don't believe the rebels catch up with us, but it's going to be damn close. If the rebels catch up with us, I think it's GG. You find a Mantis ship harrying a small squad of Engi. They make it to the node and jump off, leaving you toe-to-toe with their pursuer. Alright, so this is not great. I'm tempted to see if I can get away using the burst laser. The big problem is that the Mantis are going to wind up trying to board the ship, and I don't really have an effective way of removing that teleporter. Actually, I'm going to assume that the weapons are not dangerous, and we'll just get people to go punch the Mantis. See, the thing is... Oh, somebody just followed. Crack Kills, thank you very much for following. I always appreciate the support. You are the 13th person to follow, so we're at a net of 12 new followers today. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, CPO, you're so important I can't lose you. So it looks like we're able to get by without using our Artemis weapons, so I'm just going to heal CPO up. Oh, and it looks like we need to punch the crap out of this Engi, so... CPO is the fightin' captain. Sleepbringer is the fightin' engineer. Alright. So I think we're pretty much at a standstill in this situation, so... Don't worry, I will space you at the first sign of mutiny. I think the last time someone named a guy after you, he died due to a lack of oxygen. Oh, you mean by doing this? That took out a lot more oxygen than I was planning. I should never do that again. Oh, Jesus. CPO, we need you back at the helm. Alright, so I think... Oh no, we're making some progress. We just need to get that one break in, and then we should be able to... Oh, nope, it's back up again. I really don't want to waste any more missiles, but I have a feeling we're going to be here all night if we don't do this any further... Or if we don't keep working on this. Okay, good. Yeah, we're on our way. The nice thing, too, is if we keep I'd like to hit other parts of the ship, but we get to kill the Engie if we keep it up. So, all right, so now we show no mercy to the tiny Manuses, although he's healing really fast. Yes, roasted bug, a delicacy in some cultures, I am told. Actually, okay, I screwed this up. I think I'm gonna blow up the ship before I can kill the crew. I should have just let the thing burn. Alright, the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. The day of the angle of death is upon us. Chalk has forsaken our people's ways and doomed us all. And yes, angle, not angel. I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay. What's it gonna cost me for 3 levels? 85, 90, 160. So we're getting close, but the big question is, do I really want to spend so much money on weapon control? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna put anything else into the engines. The one thing that really bugs me about this is I actually would have upgraded the engines like this before, except for that last level. Because if you take a look at the way that dodge works, I'm actually using my finger to point this, despite the fact that none of you can actually see me pointing my finger. So, you go from dodge 5, dodge 10, dodge 15, 20, 25, and then the last level I got is where you only gain 3 extra dodge. So it's, all of a sudden you don't have that linear progression. So I actually bought 1 more level. And of course, you spend a lot for it, right? So it's that 1 level that I really wouldn't have wanted. I mean, the other thing that I can do is just probably put some more money into shields. But really what I need right now are weapons. But as always, because I don't have enough to get me where I want to go, I just sit on the scrap and see what we find in the next few sectors. And fortunately, the rebel fleet is too slow, so I managed to get to the beacon. That engine level. Ugh. It's just sitting there taunting me. Like, Sleepbringer is so happy. He's like a master engineer. He's like, yep, I'm the most important one on the ship. But man, I just look at that and I'm a little angry. Gonna head to lurk mode for a bit. Hound Cave, thank you very much for the host. It is always great to have you in here. It's also great to have a pair of eyeballs, even if they're shut, still in the channel, giving me some viewer numbers. It's always a pleasure to have you in the channel. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Have a great sleep, and enjoy your lurk for however long you are here and conscious. Also, to all of you, I know there's definitely a lot more people watching this, and obviously if you guys don't want to interact in chat, that is totally fine, because presumably it is my job to entertain you, or the closest facsimile thereof. But to all of you, it's getting late, so for those of you who have to nod off or have otherwise not made your presences known, thank you very much for stopping by and giving me the support, and thank you for lurking. Your sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system. No doubt one of the many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you, or else it is trying to avoid notice. Hail them! Vessel is relieved to hear from you. They're running low on supplies, and they suggest a trade. Now, I actually need missiles now, and I don't have any use for the drone part, so I will politely decline. And that is why you flog sleep the most and the hardest. Okay. Next sector. So we also get to figure out how to make... So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there's 8 sectors in the game. One thing that's worth keeping in mind too, so like the thing that I like about games like this is they do give you, they do reward you for taking the time to think about it. Obviously, the easiest path for me to follow is to go up like this. The only real decision that I need to make is kind of around this area here, because clearly one path will sort of either force me through 2 nebulae, which isn't necessarily bad, or another one kind of forces me up through hostile sectors. So, for instance, if I want the option of a civilian sector, I can do my nebula earlier, then I get a civilian and another nebula, and then I deal with the flagship fight. I don't actually know what you get in these different hostile sectors, but you know, with that in mind, I'll take the civilian sector. I think I'm just going to take the easy route out so we can at least see what the final fight is, and then I can promptly have my ship vaporized because I don't have any good weapon systems. You have the British power of, it's nearly 10 a.m. and I'm wide awake. And OBS and Ankbot crashed your router today. See, I can't use Ankbot because there's no Mac version of it. Time Warner cable. Why so lame? Well, Hound Cave, if it makes you feel any better, we were worried that we were going to have another Twitch outage for Shaw tonight, but it doesn't seem that happened. Which I'm happy about. So, welcome to a new sector. Get to the exit beacon. Sorry, guys. And jump to the next sector before the pursuing rebels catch you. Okay, I'm taking a bit of refreshment before jumping. Okay. That store is mighty tempting. I mean, I can do this really weird-ass, like, store maybe up here, then down kind of path. I think I could make the sector work. So let's see what's at the store. Find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious alien vessels. They hail you and apparently have some valuable technology for sale. So, as much as I'd love to buy cloaking, I'm not going to sell anything for it. It's really tempting to fix the hull, but I really, it's the difference between the long run and what I immediately need. God, but, none of this stuff... I definitely can't sell the Artemis. I could theoretically sell the Glaive Beam. Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. For every shield bar on the enemy, the beam's damage is reduced by 1. For instance, a 3 damage beam against two shield bars will cause 1 damage in every room it hits. So it actually shoots through... Huh. So maybe I actually have what I need. I didn't appreciate that this thing shot through shields. I'd love to repair the hull, but we are going to hold out and get ourselves enough power for the Glaive Beam. Oh, a second store tempts me. No. Exit bacon. What time is it for me, system? It's completely random, but you just want to know if it's 5 a.m. for you too. Nope, so you must be on the East Coast, Crackles. I am actually in Vancouver. Well, not exactly Vancouver. I'm in a municipality around it called New Westminster. And it is just 5 minutes to 2 o'clock in the morning. So quite a bit later than I was planning. I think I kind of said that at the beginning of the broadcast, that I always say it's going to be a short one, and it never turns out to be. But I kind of tortured everybody with some Dota content that they weren't crazy about, so... This is my penance. Mercenaries are swarming the galaxy now, knowing that the less-than-legal services that are in demand during this period of unrest. One is waiting at the beacon and hails you. I can hire him to delay the rebels. I can hire him to scout the sector. I can fight the ship, which I don't want to do with 3 shields, or I have no need of his services. So here, I'm going to go for the closer beacon, and then, again, just the closer I'm just giving myself the 2 jump option, and then, I could decide to go up, I could decide to go to the side. I have the most options in the center here, and you'll notice this exit pretty much has access points all over the place. The dream is if I can go through all these different sectors and then use the nebulae to slow down the rebel fleet. Whether or not, excuse me, whether or not I accomplish that is a matter of conjecture. Yes, Ponce, I am all the way out in New West, which makes my very late departures from EXP that much more tragic when you consider the hours that the night bus runs. I have had more than a few long waits, but the chance to meet everybody at a meetup is absolutely worth it. I have no regrets staying to the end of most of the Twitch meetups. By the way, I saw some of the photos from the Twitch meetup. I had no idea. Like, I know I'm skinny. I had no idea I looked that skinny. I'm never going to set up a cam now. Otherwise, I have a feeling that third world countries are going to, like, call World Vision and donate to me. Your jump leads you to nothing but empty space. The jump, bacon, serves no purpose other than as a connection. Alright, so we wasted fuel. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. As always, we intervene and defend the outpost. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ship moves in to engage yours. Thank you, Ponce. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Okay, so it doesn't look... It looks like it basically just has a pea shooter. Slightly more worried about the hacking. But let's just do what we normally do and take out the shields. Well, I'm glad they had the same idea. At this point... my options are clear. See, this is going to fire multiple ones too, so I don't know if the better option is to take out hacking or to take out weapons. I kind of feel like we need to deal with weapons first, because we're going to take a ton of damage. Sleepbringer, you need to earn your money. Yes! Oh, that's glorious. Okay, that's not so glorious. Okay, that's what I need there. Yeah, it could also just be the angles on the photos too, but I remember looking at it, I'm like, Jesus. Like, I remember a couple of people who I knew from when I worked in film. Like, when I worked in film, I was doing a lot of, like, heavy lifting, so I was definitely a bigger guy. Like, I was always, like, the skinniest person that most people knew, but not, like... I'm thinner now than I was working in film, just because, again, I don't do as much physical work. But I remember running into some of them, and they actually asked, like, health questions. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to eat a little more. Most distinguished academics have a certain degree of gauntness to them. Yeah, man, I should show you my micro-prof. He's a great guy. I love talking with him. But he looks exactly like you would expect an economics professor to look like. That's good, though. I mean, I know... there are no illusions about what I am. So I'm not exactly going to complain. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. 3 fuel, 1 rocket, and 38 scrap. So, the big question is, you know what? We may not live to be able to use this fancy beam, so let's just add to 3 levels. We'll kill the power to the Artemis. Let's kill the power to some of these... So the way I'm thinking of this is I will take 1 more unit of power to bring me back to where I should have been before. And then after that, I'll maybe think about upgrading my shields. But man, I'm so looking forward to firing this thing. Okay. I'd be really tempted to go here, but I have a feeling that's fairly optimistic about my ability to outrun the Rebel fleet. So I'm thinking I'll do my best to try this one, then up. This gives me an option of a direct exit, although I don't think I need to take it. So I think I can get away with 2 jumps and maybe hit the nebula, but this at least gives me an escape route if I miscalculate. A pirate ship is lying in wait inside the asteroid field. It immediately moves into attack. Turn and fight. And they've got cloning. Or not cloning, what am I saying? They've got cloaking. Well, on the plus side, who's handling my shields, actually? Ponce! Time to earn your keep. Alright, that sounded like a bomb. So I think this glaive beam will just go straight over... Oh, I can't quite hit it. I want to do maximum damage to... Oh wait, no, I need to make sure I get at least 3 rooms with this thing. And I'd prefer 2 of them to be in the weapons. Yeah, I think hitting cloaking should be enough. Yikes! Gotta leave the office for a bit. Good luck in the meantime. Thanks a lot for stopping by, Potts. I hope to still be up if you come back. If not, it's really great to have you on the other side of the cast. And I hope I get a chance to catch either one of your Dark Souls or your League streams in the near future. Have a great night. I'm willing to take bets on whether or not I survive this. I think I've been sitting on this burst laser the entire time. Let's focus on nailing these shields. Sleepbringer, get back in position. Those bombs are really wrecking me. I think we'll get through this one, though. Except we just lost the glaive beam. You only YOLO once, we don't accept surrender. We've got him on the run. Oh, that's so beautiful. Let's get our Zoltan friend to repair. So let's see if it was worth it. 40 scrap, I'll take that. Okay, I can't upgrade the ship because we're in danger. Have a great night, Sir Wedgie. You did a man's job tonight, sir. Helping out with Clara's. Doing the Twitter stuff. Honestly, I gotta set up a bot because I hate the fact that you're coming in here and doing work. I really would love to give you a place to just hang out and enjoy yourself. The man, Wedgie, as always, it's an absolute pleasure. I hope you have a great sleep. I don't know if you're working tomorrow. If you're working tomorrow, have a great day at work. And I will see you the next time. Chumley, you're still here. Awesome. Hope you're having a good night, sir. So yeah, it looks like this plan of moving up and around is gonna work. It'd be cool to hit a store, but let's not get too hopeful. Nearby space station hails you. Greetings, your arrival is most fortuitous. We recently came across some extra drones. If you have some fuel, perhaps we can make a deal. We make no deals. Okay, what did I say? I said like 3 power bars, right? Actually, I guess I just need the 1, right? If I get really desperate, you know, oxygen is a privilege, not a right. I treat my space crews much the same way as I treat my peasants in Crusader Kings 2. Yeah, I like this out and around plot. The only thing is I don't think I find a store in a nebula. You arrive and find a number of ships convening around a station. There is some unencrypted chatter between the ships. You tune in to listen to anything interesting. System Talk, you know I would be your bot if I knew how to do all of what Wedgie does. Yeah, well, you know what? I was actually talking with Jesse Quill about this, and, you know, it was certainly not by design. I kind of didn't do mods because I, Yeah, I still can't take a ship intact. I could blow up a ship. Um, so it certainly wasn't by design that I did this, but she was talking about how mods really only work when there is a handbook. Like, basically, you need to have an algorithm in place for modding to work properly. And I just, like, I don't have any real idea about how to do it right now, to be totally honest. So, you know, I mean, it's lazy as hell. Like, honestly, I should just sit down and think about what I need as far as management of the channel goes. But I'll also say, like, you guys are really well behaved. I kind of wish I was, like, important enough to get trolls, but I don't think it's happening. Oh god, what am I doing? Heal them! Chalkbot? Nah. I'll use a free bot. Or write my own. I mean, it can't be that hard, right? I just don't see it. I mean, the only reason I wouldn't write one myself would be if one already exists and it does everything that I want it to. You know, it seems a little bit of a waste to just recreate that work. You know what? I don't think I saved positions. Okay. You had some guy come onto your stream and tell you look like a turtle. But then you were playing AAA games. Man, you really don't like AAA games. It's funny. This is Rock, you know I'm your biggest troll. Yeah. I think that's a statement as to how tame this chat is. So I guess the real question here, Jaji, is do you look like a turtle? I'm going to assume that you don't. But yeah, I had one like Call of Duty player come in and tell me how boring Crusader Kings 2 is. I'm like, well, there's a really easy solution to this. You look like a kumquat. Isn't there like a picture of you with Dan's game on your Twitter? I can't remember. Also, I don't know what a kumquat looks like. Platinum Hamster, how are you doing, my friend? Guys, so I know I spent a lot of time talking about Team Panda and Clara and all that. Platinum Hamster is somebody who maybe I will fault his viewers for not having a sense of humor in Quiplash. But other than that, Platinum Hamster is a really fantastic caster. He has one of those very necessary conditions for being a successful streamer on Twitch, which is he has got a majestic beard. He has a wonderful personality, and he has probably got, you know, I know people love to hate on this, but I really like it when he gets raided, because he has got one hell of a raid response. And it is, you know, part of it is just for the sheer assault on the senses that you get from the video, but a little bit more importantly, it's like he throws some level of enthusiasm into it, like just so much. He does not know moderation when he gets a raid. I wish I could be that excited about raids as Platinum Hamster. So, guys, I mean, this is one thing that I've been writing about a little bit. When you go on Twitch, it's very common to run into people who will just refer to everything as the best thing ever. And so what I try to do is to communicate some things that I individually notice about streamers and why they are worth watching. So I know talking about, you know, how actively he responds to raids probably isn't gonna like make everybody go and follow him. But these are the kinds of things that you run into with Team Panda. So I know CPO Williams is also a great friend of this family, so he might do a better job of selling it than you. But Platinum Hamster is a fantastic guy. He's a lot of fun to watch, and it's not just for the little gimmicks and things like that when he does a raid. I legitimately enjoy hanging out at his channel. Thanks, Chumley. And Zhaoji, your ex-girlfriend's grandmother came in to check on you out of the blue. Long story. She asked if you had been on medical steroids because you put on a worrisome amount of weight in 3 years. You've gotten particularly swole, I take it. That's the only way I'm interpreting that. Beard is a prerequisite. Fuck, you're 27. You still no sign of facial. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I don't have the mature language filter on. If you're under 18, ignore what I just said. You jump into a sector of the nebula that is beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves in to attack. Now, as much as I'd love to get the extra scrap from the scout, well, nah, you know what? I'll outrun it. You successfully lose the ship in the storm. I was thinking maybe I could get away with fighting it and getting some scrap so I could repair, but probably best I don't risk it. Not unless I know what I'm coming onto. Well, for what it's worth, Javity, I can grow a full beard, and there's a couple of photos of me with various forms of facial hair, but I don't necessarily prefer it. Like, I mean, Platinum has got a majestic, manly beard. It is the kind of beard that most guys wish they could grow. I am told it's, you know, I'm okay with a beard, but I don't know, I kind of prefer clean shaven. It's maybe just because I'm like really, I'm not interesting enough. You're pretty tired now. You'll see you guys later. Have a good one, everybody. Crack Kills, thank you very much for the follow and stopping by. I know I've kind of like run out of steam on this stream. I should probably finish this this map up, but I'm feeling a little dazed myself just because I had to get up for the research meeting. I haven't quite recovered. So jealous of people with long necks. I look like a giraffe. You jump into the middle of a plasma storm. Multiple recently incapacitated ships loom in the shadows, briefly illuminated by the lightning. Manually search the wreckage for survivors and equipment, or avoid the risk and wait to jump away unscathed. You know what? We still need to search for stuff, so. Within the ship graveyard, you find one ship that seems relatively untouched. On board, you find an unconscious passenger and take them back to the ship. Once you awake, they offer to join your crew in thanks. We've got 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 21 scrap, and a gentleman called El Nubnub. Now, I don't know if El Nubnub is a frag creation that the designers added to the game, or if Frag started calling people El Nubnub because of FTL. Platinum Hamster doesn't exactly promote your channel in other channels is why. You find it a rude thing to do? Oh, well, I mean, Platinum, obviously, I mean, as a member of Team Panda, like, as far as I'm concerned, anybody who's on Team Panda gets a free pass as far as promotion. I mean, clearly, I should be doing my part and communicating why I think somebody is worthwhile. Oh, hello. I can hire a second Davion, but why would I? Don't hire anyone. And get power to the oxygen. You want to kill us all? I think I'm just I'm gonna take a minute here, guys, and let my oxygen fill up. I know you had a long we had a long break waiting for the for me to go through some of the text, but I'd like to jump into the next sector with full oxygen. You'd probably prefer clean shaven too, but it saddens you that you don't have the. Yeah, I mean that's the big thing, right? It's like everybody would prefer the option. Honestly, though, like even though I do clean shaven, I hate shaving. CP asked you given what you felt was the best. Oh yeah, I know. Oh Cheryl, it's great to see you again. Yeah, I'm still live. I've been slouching along. You're gonna be embarrassed by how little progress we've made on this game, and we're like running out of fuel and have no hell. So you might come by to see the fiery conclusion. But yeah, Platinum. I mean, like I love watching your cast. Actually, I think I wound up seeing you following me on Twitter before you applied, and that's what triggered me to actually check the applications. I have no idea why I made that association when I saw you, because like I've seen you really go to bat for some other streamers as well. So, by the way, if you wanted an indication, I mean, if you can use follows as a measure of quality, I think Platinum, you've got like what, like 1,200 followers now?
The gases that make up the nebulas in the sector threaten to impair your systems. You have to press on. So this is the one drawback here, is that this glaive beam and burst laser and all this crap is possibly going to be useless to me because I'm navigating a nebula. So it seems to me the best chance of finding a. There's two ways that I can handle this. I've got, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So I can just get really, really hopeful that I outpace the rebel fleet and I run out of fuel one away from the exit, which sort of maximizes the time. I just want to double check that. Yeah, there's no connection between these. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could actually make it to the exit on 5. So I can kind of guarantee myself to speed through this sector, and I have no indication about what I'll get for fuel otherwise. Or there's the chance there's a store up here. But if I go for that store, and it's not a store, and I don't have any other source of fuel, um, I have no hope of coming out of the sector alive. 10 shy, but you try not to let that number mean anything. I just really enjoy hanging out with people. That's the right attitude to take, Platinum. I mean, I was talking a little bit about how I like this idea of using the number to give me feedback as to what's successful. So, like, obviously the Dota stuff really fell flat today. But with that in mind, I don't think people should obsess about it, right? It's not about getting that next follow. It's about, being grateful for the people who've decided to show support in that way. Um, and the fact that more of them come in probably means that you've done something right as far as content. But I mean, I think that's a personal thing for each streamer. I don't think there's a general rule to draw from that. However, you found it weird that I didn't want the Zoltan crew members since you always hog them for the free energy. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that host, Platinum. So yeah, I mean, Shiver, I do already have a Zoltan crew member, but the big thing is like all the people I have right now are trained to the max, and I'm like running out of space on my ship. Um, so as much as I love the free energy, oh, actually, you know what? There's one other thing I could do. Navigating through the fog blind, you practically bump hulls with a mantis ship. They hail you. Pah! This transgression will not be overlooked. Nebula, very dangerous. Next time humans die. This place is dangerous enough. Move on. I'd really rather not face that right now. What I can do, I don't necessarily need to see the extra sensors, so probably putting the Zoltan in my room here. So yeah, the only reason why I didn't want the extra Zoltan is I'm having a little bit of trouble finding places to put all of them. And right now I need my scrap for improving my hull and also to buy these other things that I'm looking for. By the way, Cheryl, congratulations on your job offer. Again, it sounds like there's a little bit more to that story um, than I'm aware of. But I'm glad you have the option. Although I obviously regret that it sounds like there's a little bit of work to decide whether or not it's your thing. I'm sure you certainly know what's best for you, and I I trust you will make the right decision. I just hope that it comes to you easily. Okay, let me just double check. I need to make sure I'm getting this pathing right. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'll actually have one fuel left over. One. I think I miscalculated this. Change of subject. The fact that you and your very large channel with an awesome audience, except for their sense of humor and quiplash, are helping me out, that you are loved and adored by millions for your magnificent beard and your bubbly personality. Is that what's making you uncomfortable, Platinum? Because I can tell everybody you can, click on that button and hit follow, and hopefully we bring Platinum to 1,000 followers and make him feel even more uncomfortable. But then we get to see him do like his fancy raid dance when we all go over to check out his channel. With the sensors down, you spend a good deal of time staring out the window. It is, you must admit, rather beautiful here. So not looking good for fuel. Stop talking about your awesome stream with millions of followers. The next man versus game. You arrive in the sorry, you arrive in the nebula and immediately receive a message from an unknown source. Prepare to be boarded. With static from the nebula, there's no way to tell where they came from. You hear shots fired aboard the ship. Well, we know how to handle this one. Oh god, we don't have any space for people. Oh god, what am I doing? Come on, come on, come on, close the damn doors. CPO Williams is doing a good captainly duty. Oh god, guys, come on. Why isn't my oxygen working? Okay, so switch out. Switch in. So I'm pretty sure these guys are toast. Oh no, we got through. Man. I almost sabotaged my run there. I have no idea why. So why did the oxygen go off? I must have clicked it by mistake or something like that, but... Next level FTL strats here. I just wanted to inject a little bit of drama into the stream. Eight annual days. Wow, that's a fairly strict set of... Sorry, I'm just catching up on track. That's definitely not exactly the working conditions I'd be falling over to accept. I think I appreciate the nature of the offer a little bit more. Planning to get out of Malaysia, and the legal minimum is 20. That's really interesting. I'm assuming that has to be like a restriction for something like part-time, right? Or maybe they got rid of it in Cameron's Britain. And Chumley has traveled and worked abroad. Recommended highly if I can do it. I have a feeling the best I'm ever going to get is to smarten up on my metrics and possibly contribute to a seminar in a foreign land. Why did I open all the doors? Well, I opened all the doors just so I could fight them in the medical bay, but I have a feeling I screwed up which doors to close down. We got it. And sorry, I know there was Platinum saying, okay, he hits mute and starts throwing pages at Chalk's thesis at him. Ah, yes. And yes, Patapus got it right. By the way, welcome, Patapus. Arguably the worst FTL stream on Twitch. I don't believe I've seen you here before, but thanks a lot for hanging out. We are currently running out of fuel in a nebula, and so we'll get to watch the slow suffocating death of the Kestrel. Pirate ship excuse me. Pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it is attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from beacons. I always take the blue options because I don't always get a chance to try them. Activate your advanced weapons threateningly. Oh, glorious. They hail you. There's no need for aggression. Perhaps this would convince you to look the other way. I am taking that bribe. Let's get the hell out of here. You just joined here. How long have I played FTL? You seem to be new. Thanks. I have had the game for a while. I have beaten the I've beaten the flagship on easy mode once. and then I have not played it for several months. So yes, I am definitely not aware of an FTL meta. I just kind of I play the game very infrequently. I definitely love it. I really enjoy it, but I definitely still make mistakes. Hopefully you enjoy that though. I am definitely not going to be impressing anybody with my FTL play, but it's a neat game, and I definitely like games which force me to pause and think about what my next actions are going to be. This long-range beacon is almost hidden within the nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. So one thing I do kind of wish is if it would have, if it tells you after the fact whether or not there was a store there, so I can find out whether or not that was the right call for me to jump through as quickly as I could. So I'm gonna guess we're probably gonna get more fuel in the Zoltan homeworlds, although we only get one jump to find out. You're far from Federation home space here in Zoltan territory. It's not clear whether the authorities will have any goodwill remaining. Still, you have to push forward. Chalk is making you want to play FTL. Well, like I said, there's something about... Oh, thank God we've got a store. There's definitely something about seeing somebody fail so horribly at a game that you just want to go and do it better. Probably going to be somewhere this week. Do you stream, by the way, Cheryl? A Mantis crew here has hunkered down in the abdomen of a long-dead space whale, the only way, presumably, for them to operate their black market trade without detection. Or the look. So, all the fuel. Although I guess we don't have any other options for anything. Oh. The repair arm is mighty tempting, but it does prevent me from repairing. Honestly, at this point, I think the repair arm is better. I may come to regret it. I guess the question is whether or not to keep the Artemis. It seems like a good idea. I think having an option to pierce through shields and reduce them, especially with a glaive beam, is the right way to go. There really isn't anything else that I can sell. Yeah, we'll go for it. Yeah, I mean, the only way I can see... So, the paradox of repair arm preventing me from repairing. I mean, I just have to assume that I'm going to make it to the end, right? So, it seems to me better to, to buy a long-term... Like, in the end, if I don't make it to the end, whatever. It's another failed run, and I move on. But it just seems to me to be a slightly more... like it's at least a mildly hopeful decision, as opposed to just throwing everything into repairs. At which point you're kind of saying is like, we're throwing everything at keeping this ship alive, and we just hope that we have enough to get to the end. So we won't spend too much dawdling around, but we'll do our best to pick up some things. Okay, you arrive at the beacon and immediately detect a pirate ship. It seems that the distress beacon was a trap. So let's be hopeful. Actually, I'm not going to target anything. I have a feeling the burst... Yeah, I'm pretty sure the burst laser doesn't take it down. But I think... Yeah, this creates shields. That's going to be a problem. I'm just going to wait till these two are in sync. Oh, Christ. Alright, I think this is GG. Yeah, we missed. Alright, well, this is the best we're going to get, so... Yeah, it doesn't do anything to 3. Damn it. Okay, change of plans. beat the crap out of the shields. I could. I'm going to try and fight it. Okay, so an effort to do as much damage as we can to the shields, and then we just double up on that with the glaive beam. Oh, you know what? We can't because they've... Ugh. And we missed. Okay. Okay, we need to kill the glaive beam for a bit. I need to get through this Zoltan shield. The glaive beam takes forever to charge up though, so it's kind of frustrating. But on the plus side, it's not exactly tragic what they're doing. I mean, I think this thing winds up speeding up the more oh god, okay, it is actually doing damage to us. Maybe I do have to jump. We'll see what one more volley does. Yeah, we're missing. Okay. I think we just cut our losses and run. Late game without hide shields isn't fun. You don't know how people do the stealth ship run. Yeah, I mean, I can't even get the stealth ship. I need to get a win on Kestrel before I even try something exotic. I mean, I suspect if they didn't have that charging shield, we might have been able to do something with it, but it didn't work out. Let's just go through regular space. At this point, I need to find another opportunity for fuel. Spot a pirate ship looking at a small Zoltan cruiser. They spot you and move into attack before your FTL drive has a chance to recharge. Look at all those beams. Or sorry, all those lasers and then that beam just waiting to crunch. Okay, still shoot for the shields. Not good. I hear a fire somewhere. No. Do us proud, whoever you are. El Nub Nub? Oh god. I really don't want to... I'm gonna hope that they get this done on time. I might be making the wrong decision not opening the airlocks. Okay, I think that's a miss on the other one if I'm not mistaken, so let's hit what we can. Looks like they had the same idea. Oh god, okay, good. We still kept the charge. Oh man, they repair that right away. Help? Yeah, GG. Oh well. Sorry guys, I know I was quiet for that. I was just trying to think if there's a better way of doing it, but I handled that very poorly, but I think that's just an indication of how the remaining fights would go. Platinum Hamster, sorry. Okay guys, sorry. I gotta catch up with chat now. I'm playing on advanced mode. That's advanced. what is it? Prepare arm doom. So every time I get scrap, it heals my ship for a little bit. The problem was I was not succeeding in any combat, so I wasn't getting any scrap. Therefore, my ship wasn't being healed. So again, it was a chance. It was on the assumption that I'd be able to get to the end game, but I mean, if I don't play for the end game, then I'm not going to get there. And as it turns out, I didn't get there anyway. So fair enough. Platinum Hamster, thank you very much for the support tonight. Thank you for the host. I hope you have a great sleep, and we'll probably see you tomorrow when you're streaming. What else do we have here? Yes, I could jump. Yeah, so the reason why I didn't jump that time is just if I keep jumping from every combat, then, you know, I'm just going to wind up in the flagship fight, and then I die at that. So at some point I need to make a stand. I took kind of my best guess in terms of what I would be able to conceivably take down and get a little bit of a repair. But in the end, it didn't turn out, so... Meaning turning off advanced would increase your chances. Flagship will have hacking with it on. I definitely know that happens. I mean, I've already beaten the flagship, at least on easy, which is, I mean, the only difference is scrap. But I've beaten it on the standard mode once before, so I would like... I mean, and the advanced mode is just fun, right? So I enjoy games even if I don't necessarily win. And this is just another opportunity for me, for me to learn a little bit more about FTL. This is the fun about roguelikes, right? Is you can go on a wiki, you can kind of learn what every scenario gives you, you can learn what all the right responses are. But there's something about that process of discovery. There's something about just inching closer a little bit more. You know, learning about how do you properly handle 3 shielded ships when you don't really have the optimal loadout. That's the enjoyment for me. You know, it's frustrating sometimes. I wish I beat the flagship, because there's really no other feeling quite like it. But it's good. I mean, you don't win every game. That's the kind of thing that I think streaming is about. You get a chance to share your successes, and I think the frequent failures that I show will make it that much more worth it. Dabs and Dubs 420, thank you very much for your support, sir. You've lifted my spirits. Even though I got a new high score within my 1963, we fell short of the goal. Alright, that's the longest you've seen anyone survive anyway. Yeah, that's cool. And eventually you have to have it on anyways to unlock the top tier ships. Ah, fair enough. I mean, again, it's... So let's take a look at the stats. Oh, it's a bottom one. So, most ships defeated, 44. Most beacons explored, 94. Most scrap collected, 1990. Most crew hired, 8. Most repaired... Wait a minute, this isn't this session, though. And yeah, I don't believe... Yeah, so Federation Victory on it. Easy is not on here because I won on my PC. So, I've got a question for you guys, because there are a ridiculous number of you still here from Clara's raid, which I think is fantastic. I am done with FTL for tonight because I really need to get some sleep. But there's 2 things that I can close out the night with. If you guys like roguelikes, I'm happy to do... I think I'm actually partway through a Hand of Fate run. So I can finish up the Hand of Fate run tonight before I go to bed. Or if you'd like, if you guys haven't seen this, or even if you have seen this, I've got a party game from the Jackbox people called Quiplash. And I certainly enjoy hosting Quiplash. If you guys want to play some Quiplash, I am happy to do that for you too. Or I know who I'm going to host tonight. If you just want me to wrap up the stream, if you guys only came here for the FTL, that works for me as well. But I'm happy to get some feedback from chat. Do you guys, if your choices were between hosting somebody else right away, playing some Quiplash, or watching the tail end, it's not going to be long, of a Hand of Fate run, does anybody have any preferences in chat? If not, I'll probably just wrap it up for the night. I know there's going to be a bit of a delay with chat, so I'll go to the main menu just so we can hear that soothing title music. Pure Zen, even if you've died a fiery death. Not a problem, Zhaoji. It's always a pleasure having you in here. I hope you have a good night. Enjoy your wrestling. Enjoy your eating. And sounds like you're due for some... I don't even know if you're due for some sleep or if you just need to power through the day and catch up on the sleep. Hand of Fate if I don't mind? Well, I don't think anybody else is voting for Quiplash, so if nobody else says anything else... Quiplash is free, you don't know what it is? Okay, tell you what, guys. Let me start with Hand of Fate. It could be really short. So I will do... I might even be at the boss fight on this one, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to do whatever is left of Hand of Fate. We'll do at least one round of Quiplash after that. All right, have a good night, Chumley. Thanks for stopping by. Quiplash is fun. You can get all in it. Hand of Fate is interesting. Don't do too much. You're fresh off a good 8 hours. Okay, great. So yeah, guys, we'll do, again, I don't get too excited about Hand of Fate. I could be, like, this could be very, very short. But, oh, crap. Sorry, I gotta unplug my controller. PC Master Race, I only play with keyboard and mouse, unless it's Dark Souls. Can anyone in chat tell you what Quiplash is? Well, Patapus, I'd be happy to show you at the end of... it is a group game that's free, so you just play using your browser. It's basically a game where you try and come up with witty replies to prompts. And if you don't feel like being a witty contributor, you can always play as an audience member and vote on the results. But I'll show you. Oh yeah, we're right at the end here. So I was playing this game on my own time a little bit. And this is the last boss. The dealer, the file.
Again, you tilt at the windmill. You will not gain your victory this time.
Final confrontation with the dealer. Undoubtedly the toughest test you will have ever faced. There have been dealers before, but none so adept at the game as him. Okay, sounds good, Patapus. I have not beaten the dealer before, so we might be going into Quiplash right away. So my apologies, by the way, to Dabs and Dubs. I was expecting a little bit more for Hand of Fate than this, but we'll do a good run of this. I will do my best.
Our final confrontation begins. I will not fall as easily as the other opponents you have faced.
Oh god, I'm screwing it up already. So for those of you unfamiliar with this game, it does follow kind of in a roguelike pattern. In this case, it does add some elements of CCGs to it, in the sense that you get random draws from a deck that sort of determine your encounters. The actual combat in this game is, I guess, I haven't played the Batman games, but it's a little bit like Arkham Asylum, I'm told. Not exactly the most sophisticated, but pretty fun. I think it's a really great blend of these different genres. The problem is that this is the very last boss of the game so far as I can tell. And it's not exactly a trivial fight. Which means I'm going to be running around a whole lot, just trying to do a little bit of chip damage where I can and preserve my health as far as I can. Because there's... no limit of baddies to ruin my day. And these guys can't be blocked. No, I thought I dodged that. I think I just need to be a little more conservative in my movements.
So I'm trying to catch up on chat during this. All right, Cheryl, thanks a lot for stopping by. Stopping by twice tonight, so it was great having you in here. I hope everything's all right with your friend. Good luck with your job prospects, and I'm really looking forward to the next time you stop by if you choose to do so. So have a great one, and it was, again, great having you in here. So again, just keep in mind, guys, if you want to make a game, this engine that they made this game with is available for free. Jesus Christ. The good news is I have a relic here that will actually give me health for every skeleton I kill. The problem is that a lot of these are really annoying skeletons to kill. But yeah, so I mean, I think this is a great looking game. It's a really interesting concept, so I think the blend of the genres is maybe not an obvious one, but I think it's really effective to play through. So for those of you who like FTL and games kind of in that style, there's a lot to get out of it. It will, I mean, it forces you to make resource decisions just like FTL. Eeh. Very similar idea where you need to strengthen yourself. I'm definitely too weak for this boss fight. So I'm trying to do the best that I can with the limited resources I have. One thing I could try and do is kite as many skeletons as I can. I think the unfortunate reality is I'm going to wind up giving up too much damage to these guys in between. I'll do my best, obviously. But at this point here, I think I just need to try and kill as many of these things as I can. But yeah, in this case, like the idea, I mean, the premise of the game is basically that you're at this, I don't know if it's a cabin or quite what it is, but basically you're playing this game of, oh my god, I pretty much just killed this round. Yeah. I don't think I can recover. But basically, you're playing this sort of game of life and death with the dealer. Where... I can't believe that's the way I died.
Your fate ends here. As well as you have played, I say no more. My piece takes yours, and the battle is ended. Try again.
Hilgarin, this is the Unity engine, and in fact, this is the Unity 4 engine, so it's the Unity 5 engine that was made completely free to anybody who wanted to use. I need to qualify that, actually, so if you want source access, you need to pay for it. If you, you know, if you make a certain amount with your game, there's like a fixed fee that you'll pay, but I think the terms are extremely reasonable. And I believe that this is an independent game made with the assistance of Government of Australia money. So... anyways, because I did something earlier on in this run that awarded me a token, I get new cards for my deck. So I add those in. And as we learn, it's not always about winning.
So soon. I knew you would
And
not.
so we have a really compelling opening screen. I mean, this alone, if they just put this on the trailer, I'd be like, okay, I really need to see what this game is about. I think I'm actually going to play this next week. Because it's been a while since I've done this. This is a really great game, and if this is not on your guys' wish list, I definitely think it should be.
Have you learned?
I'm not going to start up a game. I'll just show you what the game looks like here. So you have this cabinet of
individual villains that you're going up against. Once you complete the entire cabinet and you've earned all the relics, then you face against the dealer. And as you can see, the dealer is no joke. So, and thanks, Dabs and Dubs. That is definitely not the best run I've had on that boss, but that's fine. Another token to make me stronger. Thanks, Platypus. Yeah, I think this is a great game, to be honest. And checked up on Quiplash. You don't have any money in your account, so you can't join. Platypus, you definitely do not need to pay for this. So if you go to jackbox.tv, you are going to be able to join the game either as a participant or as an audience member just by going to that website. So I'll actually load it up right now so we can give each other so we can get a room set up, and hopefully you guys will... Hopefully I can convince you that you don't need to pay. All right, Lorgosh, thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. So just give me a second here. I'm going to open up a browser window so I can participate myself. Hopefully I can be the room leader. Unfortunately, because my bandwidth is already really at the limit with this stream going on, it is going to take me a minute to load it up. So I appreciate you guys' patience. Unfortunately, you are going to have to deal with the annoying bar at the top when I write in my answers. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. All right. Excuse me. Extended timers on is really important because I know there's a big delay. What I do recommend for you guys is don't pay attention to the stream regarding time. It is always going to be delayed, and in my case, it's going to be delayed by a lot. So you have 90 seconds. It's a minute and a half from the time that you see the option available. And from that, you know, just kind of police yourself as far as entries are concerned. Okay, so Jackbox is not loading on my browser. Let me just take a second here and see if I have better luck with the tablet. I mean, in the end, if I don't have to play, but it's kind of lame just watching a bunch of people play this if the host isn't on, so... should turn on the FTL music while I'm waiting. Okay, of course, now that I start playing Space Cruise, it's working for me. All right, BB0M. So if you guys would like to play, what you do is you go to jackbox.tv. It's going to give you an option for a room code. It's going to ask you for a name. And what you can do from there, basically enter in the room code BBOM, all letters. If you want to play, you need to be one of the first 7 other people who come in. If you just want to be an audience member, you can wait until the game is started. And at that point, after the game is started, anybody can join in. But what you will do is you will join as an audience member. So we have, at this point, 5 more positions open. I'd love to play this with 8 more people. This is a really great game to play with a full room. And by the way, don't feel like if you haven't played a game like this before, if you don't feel like you're really witty, that's fine. I am completely zoned out. I am not going to be giving any good answers right now. The only way you're going to get better at this stuff is to practice. So no excuses, guys. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Jackbox.tv, room code BBOM. Make up a fancy name. We've got Platypus and CPO Williams in here right now. Distinguished gentlemen. Very good to see you again. We're actually wrapping up for tonight, but come join us for a round of Quiplash. Go to your browser, jackbox.tv, enter in a room code BBOM, choose whatever name that you want, and come join us for some mildly inappropriate humor. Gentlemen, good man. Nice. Hilgrin, do you want to join us? Dabs and Dubs? I know the room's emptying out. I will host somebody tonight who's a lot more entertaining than me. I think we lost Chumley. Cheryl, we've lost. There's got to be some lurkers in chat. Come on, guys. You don't have to talk in chat, but come join us for some Jackbox. All right. The problem whenever I say that, you know, does everybody want to be in? That means people have already been waiting a couple of minutes. So consider this your last chance. I will hit the... I think I have a pretty good idea of how long the... You guys came at the right time. That you did come in the right time, distinguished gentlemen. So consider this your last warning. I will try and let this run as long as I think the delay is. There's 19 people watching right now. 15 participants in chat. It'd be really cool if we had 4 other people in. Jackbox.tv, BBOM. If you just want to vote on the answers, you can wait until the game is started and then you'll be able to join as a voter. But this game is a lot more fun when you're writing in the answers, believe me. Okay, guys, I'm hitting the button. So the rules of the game will be explained at the beginning. Remember, you have 90 seconds to write in your answers. Do not rely on the stream, otherwise you're going to run out of time.
Well, thank you very much, theme song. Welcome to Quiplash. I'm Schmitty with an S. Remember, guys, during this game, it's natural to fall in love with me. Fight the feeling. Let's go. This is round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device. Just answer them however you want. Your responses, or quips, will be pitted against someone else's, and everyone will vote on their favorite. You score based on the percentage of players who like your answer. Plus, there are winners' bonuses at stake. Go!
All right. Oh, we got an audience member. That's always good. Okay, sounds good, Hilgrin. CPO Williams is in. I hope Platypus comes through. We got 30 seconds, although it's probably going to be done by the time you guys are hearing this. You're definitely in the game, Platypus. Did you refresh your browser at all? Uh-oh. Well, somebody's gonna get some free points. I know you can't rejoin the game if you've hit restart, so sorry about that.
Okay, it's time for
Oh,
some
I guess I should
Quiplash.
change the game that we're playing.
First up, a bad name for an Italian restaurant.
Oh, I got this one before. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Next in line, a name for a really scary swamp, Blank Swamp. It's voting time.
Rodents of unusual size. Nice reference. ROUS Swamp or Republican Swamp, also known as Congress. I have a feeling that this is probably not the hour to make American political jokes.
Oh, more Princess Bride fans than Obama fans. Didn't get the reference until after you clicked. Well, thank you for voting for me anyway.
If at first you don't succeed,
Ah. You are one lucky bastard, CPO Williams.
next up, a terrible name for a funeral parlor.
The Resurrection Center,
Time
or
to vote.
Bob's Crematorium and Custom Cakes. So is chat figuring out how this game works right now? If you see any of my answers, you can see that there is no minimum standard in terms of the quality of humor. Hey! Thank you, guys. So what's weird, Patipus, is that you're actually showing up as a vote in the
Round
game.
one is in the books. Let's see the scores.
CPO Williams is currently in the lead.
Time for round two, where everything is worth 2 times as much as that silly round one.
Well, it's weirding me out, Patipus, because if your vote is being counted as a player, you should also be able to enter in answers, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, awesome. That's good to know. Man, this second one that I wrote in, nobody is going to like it. But I have a feeling it'll play well in at a party I'm gonna try and set up. I really want to see if Patipus comes in now. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm losing hope. 2, 1. Oh, I hope you got at least
Let's
one.
take a look. Our first prompt is a great way to cure the hiccups.
Water, 12 tons of
Okay,
it,
pick your favorite.
or beheading. We'll do, I know I said this was the last one. I'll do one more round of this so everybody can get, so everybody can sign in who didn't get to. It's very, very democratic selections.
Coming up next,
Yeah, we'll do one more
what
round
the
of this
government
before I
is
go to bed.
hiding from the public in Area 497.
System Shock's Dignity or the
Vote on
tiny
your
midget
devices.
people? That had the one on the left has to be CPO Williams. What's funny is there's a streamer on Team Panda called Tony Loran. She actually works in game development. And every time I play, every time I play that game, like, it's, some of the jokes are about her, but the majority are things like System Shock's Dignity. Like, I can't catch a break on this
And
game
next,
anymore.
A bad thing to yell during church.
Oh god, what did you guys write for this? Praise be Satan or no answers.
Okay, next one. A tourist attraction in hell.
Ring of Fire or Chicago
loading
Economics
time.
Seminars? Are those sympathy votes? Yeah, I can't imagine who would have written the one for Chicago Economic Seminars.
Round 2 is now
No,
complete.
seriously, they've got a
Let's see who
reputation for
completed
being
it well.
brutal. Well, CPO Williams is still in the lead.
Welcome to the last lash, the final round. Stakes are tripled. There's just one prompt, and you're all getting it.
So this is one we're all rating
Your
the same
prompt
prompt.
is the worst way to fly blank airlines.
This one, if you are an audience member, you'll get 1 vote. If you are a player, you'll get 3 votes. You can do more than 1 vote for an answer. As always, you can abstain, but that just it's based on percentage, so you don't really gain anything by withholding your vote. And the one nice thing about this game is that they've created balance in it. So the first round, you get used to it. It's just standard
All
point
right,
value.
here's the
Second round
board.
is double the point
Okay, in
values.
round 3, you get to award 3 votes. You can give them all to one answer or spread them out.
Albatross, Rainbow Arse, Duct Tape, and Kamikaze Airlines. Yeah, the thing that I like about the vote distribution of this game is because of the increase in point values from round to round, it really can be anybody's game. I've never seen a game where somebody has such a commanding lead that the last lash isn't able to unseat them. It's all good, Patibus. Sorry for all the free points. Listen, Patibus, if anybody plays this game competitively, they are missing the point. This is... I mean, I wish I could laugh out loud a little bit more, but obviously my voice is getting really raw. But this game is all about having fun. Like, hopefully people are laughing when they, I was guessing that was Gentleman's, by the way. Oh, didn't know it was Duct Tape Lines for CPO. I actually thought he did Albatross. So, congratulations, 2 points. Thank you. Oh wow, Albatross took it. Now is this because everybody knew it was Patipus and they didn't want to give away too many points?
It's over. Let's take a look at the final scores.
Let's see how it turned out. Oh, and CPO Williams took it. Congratulations to CPO Williams. Commiserations to Patipus, Distinguished Gentleman, and myself. Top answer was Bob's Crematorium and Custom Cakes. A little subtle joke. And Chicago Economic Seminars. Those are obviously the sympathy votes. So, was it because you called it arse? Yeah, exactly, gentlemen. I mean, there are people in Canada who call it that, but that is a decidedly local affectation. I like it personally, but... Alright guys, I have reset the room, so now if you want to join, you go to AHRR, the Pirate Room. It's possible that you will be the first player in there. I'm going to do my best to get in. But again, for those of you who got to see the joys of the last session, feel free to join in jackbox.tv. Okay, so Platypus, you're the first one in. This means that when we get enough people inside, you're actually going to be the one who gets to decide that the room goes. That works out slightly better for me because that means that I don't waste everybody's time. Oh, come on, game. Please don't hit start before I get in there. Chalk's Pride. Who the hell is that? Oh, wait, that's got to be Gentleman. Just let me make sure I get in here. I'll use my real name. Game, please. Sorry, guys. There we go. So guys, we still have 4 spots open. It's we're kind of in the same boat we were here, although I don't think we'll be giving away free points now. Let's say we'll give it yeah, thank you, Platypus. I think what I'll do, I'll just remind everybody again, if you'd like to join the game, if you'd like to join as a player, which is definitely the best way to play it, even if you don't think you're funny, like, you've seen my answers on this. The fact that I'm not funny does not mean I don't participate, right? The only way you're going to get funny is if you practice. So, Jackbox.tv, you do not need to pay anything. This is a free game. The only person who's paid for it is me, and I'm happy to do that because I love hosting this game. But Jackbox.tv, do it on your tablet, do it on your phone, do it on your browser window. Type in the room code AHRR and your name. I'll give it... you know what? I think the delay is long enough that... Platypus, when you hear this, you can hit everybody's in. And then if you'd like to join as an audience member, once you see the game starting, same deal, jackbox.tv, you can literally write in whatever name you want. And just enter in the room code AHRR. And just in case that got rolled into the dialogue that I said before, Platypus, whenever you hear this line, you probably have already. Yeah, you got it. Thanks. And a reminder for those playing, please don't look at the stream to give you an idea of what the time you have available is. Basically, it's 90 seconds from the start. Game. Game. There we go. 90 seconds from the time that you start. The best I can recommend is if you can't think of anything at the start, just write something down and go for the second. It always sucks when you don't get your answers in, so...
No quips below the belt. This is round 1. You get points based on the percentage of people who like your answer, and a bonus if you get more votes than your opponent. Go!
I'm in the audience. Wait for the time to vote. Well, I know what it's like to be you, Platypus. Oh, here we go. Okay. I have a feeling I'm going to be the one not to get in on time. Hey, we all get in.
Let's start this show. The first prompt is the celebrity you'd eat first if you were a cannibal and the side dish you'd eat them with.
System Shock with potatoes.
Okay,
I'm not a
voting
celebrity.
time. Pick your favorite.
System Shock with potatoes or Tony Hopkins with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Player on the right is assuming you've all seen Silence of the Lambs. Player on the left is CPO Williams. Mind you, I like the potatoes option. Damn you, audience member.
And next is the worst shape for an animal cracker.
Duck penis with an apology, and Tapir's dick with no apology. I'm not offended that somebody wrote a duck's penis. I'm offended that they didn't apostrophize the S in ducks. Oh, Chalk's Pride has the audience vote, maybe? I'm glad we've got a, on our
Next one.
less than 18
A bad
street.
thing to say to a cop as he writes you a speeding ticket.
Here is a
It's
pig
voting
bacon,
time.
and can I have your donut? No brain Chalk. The distinguished gentleman is not apologizing for that. I mean, George Carlin had an answer to this one. It's like, aren't you a public servant? Give me a glass of water. Congratulations, Platypus.
Coming up next, something a weatherman might yell if he completely snapped during the weather forecast. Vote on your choices.
Both answers I'm not actually allowed to have on my age. Man, I should probably put restricted on for. Should probably put restricted on for Quiplash nights. I like these answers, but I have a feeling I should. Excuse me. I think I should expect stuff that's probably not okay for the age limit. Well, dead split. Yeah, it's like obviously
That's
if
the end of round
a
one.
good joke's
Let's
a good
take a look at the
joke, right?
scores.
Like, but on the other hand, like I don't normally swear on my casts if I can help it anyway. Yeah, dead last. I hate you all.
Round 2 time, and to make it interesting, I'm doubling all the point values. You heard me.
Okay, this is my chance for redemption. I can has cheese biscuit only called me when it's 5:30. Are you one of my neighbors by any chance? Something you shouldn't use a chain. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say this.
Okay, here we go.
It's not one of those no cussing
A little
things.
known
It's
fact
just
about the Jolly Green Giant.
I don't normally put
Okay,
an
everyone,
age
vote for your
restriction on
favorite.
my channel, and so technically, for instance, I'm not entirely sure the answers that have been presented here are exactly appropriate for what Twitch has in mind for a non-mature stream. So that's fine, and this is the last game for the night, so I'll let it ride. But Sorry, jamming out a bit in your house when you're home. Yeah, distinguished gentleman
Next up,
enjoys the
little
fact
known
that
fact,
he's
the fourth
breaking
wise
every
man
rule
gave
on
baby
Twitch.
Jesus the worst gift of all.
Oh
blank.
God, what did you guys write for this? A crucifixion
It's voting time.
or an advanced copy of the Quran? Something tells me I know what the tourist attraction in hell is. But yeah, indie cults. Sorry, I know I said this before, but yeah, generally I don't really care about language on the stream. Although I do again try to at least follow the spirit of the law. Hey, thank you for the sympathy votes, guys.
Okay, next
Chalk
one.
loves you, so it's exactly.
What's really at the center of the earth?
It's
Time
really
to
at the
vote.
center of the road. Mole people from Maz or all the shit Obama makes up. So now I know why my Republican swamp joke didn't work. I'm Canadian. I'm allowed to hate both parties equally. I may not even vote in our election. Yeah, Platypus, it's really weird the stuff that people like. Like, I write the most shameful stuff when I play this live in a restaurant, a local restaurant here. They play Quiplash live. Like, I write stuff that's just, like, people shouldn't laugh at. And it's
And
like...
next,
I-
something you shouldn't use a chainsaw
okay, I
for.
really want to see what people like.
Vote on your devices.
Buttering toast or circumcision. Oh my god. But yeah, like I write the kind of stuff that probably is not appropriate to laugh at, and it always does well. So apparently, for people who want for their dinner entertainment, some mighty brutal jokes. I know which one's gonna win. Oh wow. Well done. I thought I was gonna get Quiplash for sure. Well done, Jock Sprite. That's a fantastic. I would have voted for that.
Round 2 is no more. Let's see the damage.
If you don't landslide this, you're quitting. Oh.
And now, round 3, the last lash. Point values are tripled, and you'll all be answering the same prompt this time. Our prompt is something you don't expect to see when you spy on your neighbors. Okay, soak it in. Vote with your votes now.
They were spying on you. A violent case of sexual abuse. Chalk killing one of his victims. Or ISIS recruitment. I'm pretty sure all of you just wound up on some NSA list. I recommend showing up to the airport an hour and a half early for your interrogations. What is wrong with you people? Okay, it's not letting me vote, so apologies, guys. Okay. Nope, don't want to exit. Just want you to... Okay, looks like it's on its way. NSA can't touch you, you're in England? Doc's Pride is going to be visited by MI5. Chocolate one of his victims. CPO Williams. ISIS recruitment. Thank you guys. 3 points. Oh, thank God that got some votes. Alright, well done, Platypus. I believe that means you're the winner.
That's it. Let's take a look at the final scores.
Yeah, and good point, Hilgren. Yeah, I got a respectable second. Congratulations, Platypus. Commiserations again to CPO Williams, myself, and the distinguished gentleman. Top jokes. Can I have your donut for the, I believe that was the thing not to say to the police officer when he pulled you over. And apparently that was the only good joke of the game. Oh no, it's just because it wasn't time. Alright guys, if you haven't noticed from my voice, I was probably due to stop doing this nonsense several hours ago. But what can I say? When the boss hosts you and so many people stay after a 70-person raid, that's something special. So you guys definitely treated me very well tonight. I know the start of the cast was probably not the best that I've had before. But I like trying new stuff. So if you guys didn't care for the Dota content, I'm sorry for that. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And for everybody who's new to this stream, for everybody who just followed, or everybody decided to hang out for Quiplash, Hand of Fate, FTL, maybe Dota 2 if you were that early. Thanks a lot, guys. This stuff always means a lot to have that kind of support. What I am going to do at the end of the night, we've definitely got a very healthy viewer count, not the kind of count that I'm accustomed to. So what I'm going to take a second to do here is find another streamer to host. I'll at least try and go for similar spirit, if not similar content. And to soothe you while I am searching my following list, I will put on the sonorous tunes of Ben Prunty. A pleasure to have you guys in here as well. When do I stream? Do I have a schedule? I will normally stream on Monday evenings and Friday evenings. I will try and take streams of opportunity when I can, but the fact of the matter is I'm going to be starting grad school in September, and I've already got a research job lined up. So I will definitely make sure that I fit that Monday and Friday schedule when I can. And then if I can do any other ones, I will. The best way to find out if I'm doing anything special is to follow me on Twitter, although I always try and give some kind of alert on Twitch to let people know that I'm doing that. And yeah. Obviously, too, if you ever need to get in touch or something like that, feel free to send me a Twitch message. I do always read those. And, of course, most importantly, if you haven't hit the follow button already and you liked what you saw, following the cast is the best way to inform me, or to be informed in terms of when I go live. So tonight we have got a great guy. So for those of you who stayed with Seriously Clara's raid, we really needs no introduction. But Seriously Clara, the partnered streamer who runs the team that I'm a member of, Team Panda, and the one who gave me that big, almost 80-person host, of which many of you came over with. Her boyfriend is W. Shand. He is currently playing an old, not great. Thank you very much, Platypus. Ewok Fuzzy Nuts? Ah, not a problem. Oh, System Shock streams whenever, really, although you're British so you don't catch his streams often. Oh yes, I will mention, guys, so there will be one special event happening. I believe the new Shadowrun game comes out on August the 20th at 10 o'clock Pacific time. The moment that game is released, I am installing it, and I am going to be streaming it, and it will be a long stream. So that is going to be a break in the schedule. I'm going to do everything I can to stream as much Shadowrun Hong Kong as I can. So other than that, Mondays and Fridays I'm always going to be here. And tonight was a little bit of a later start, but we did also get to do a later stream as well. But with that in mind, W. Shand is Clara's girlfriend. He's playing a game called Overblood 2. He is, in my opinion, one of the most entertaining people on Twitch. I love watching his channel. I know I gave you guys a lot of recommendations tonight. If you do not see me streaming and I am on Twitch, I am most likely going to be in this channel because this guy is absolutely outstanding. Even if the game sucks, he is so much fun to watch. So, Ewok, I'm really happy to see that you rewatch Galaxy Quest. That is actually a really good show. But I am done for tonight. So if you guys can follow me on the way to W. Shan's channel, if you want to let him know that you came from System Talk channel, that's fine. If anybody wants to say, actually here. I'm going to write something. If you guys can post it into his channel, this is the best way that we're doing. So just type that message that I write in there into his chat. You are allowed to spam things as many times as you want inside there. Yeah, I'm glad you got to stop by here too again, distinguished gentlemen. I was hoping to do some later casts tonight. Or over the summer, but it hasn't worked out just because I've had some research jobs. But guys, if you can copy and paste that line in, we're going to do our best to have a raid. I know I'm losing people watching right now. I am going to host W. Shand. He's a fantastic streamer, and like I said, I've given you a lot of recommendations, but this guy is something else. Please stay and watch him, see if it's your kind of thing, and if you want to give me a hand, definitely feel free to copy and paste that into his chat to let him know that you came from me. So, yep, I'll definitely give you the link right away. And I'm hosting him now. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.